And when it focuses, don't make fun of my fingernails because I don't care. And I don't take care of them. Raglan. Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of the GoldenHour Knitwear podcast. My name is Camry and today we're talking whips and finished objects and dyed yarns, fiber fests, finished objects. Did I already say finished objects? I think I did. Anyways, all things knitting. Let's start with what I am wearing. This is the Cumulus blouse by My Favorite Things Knitwear. There's the bottom. I guess I can't really... There we go. Different things that I did. So this is my finished object for the episode. In the last episode, I was still working on it, but I've been done with this for a while because it took me a while to post that first episode. But the sleeves are supposed to be like long, but I did until here just because I wanted it to be more of a spring, like cool spring, not like cold spring wear. And I really like the fit. So I've worn this all of today. It's about noon, I think, today, right now, and when I'm recording this, and I've worn this all day today so far. Today's been a little bit cooler in Ohio of a morning, but still not like cold. But it's been really, really nice wear. It's not like killing me. I'm not super, super warm. Though right now I'm in the sunroom. I'm kind of warm right now. But I was out running errands this morning and it felt really, really good. And I went on a walk and it felt really good because it was breezy outside and a little chilly. It was 60, 65, not super cold. Still felt really great. You could wear a t-shirt or maybe even a tank top, no jacket. But I wore this and it felt great. And the light breeze just... Oh, it felt so good. When the weather is a little bit cooler, this mohair just feels so nice and soft. I love it. I don't know how I feel about wearing fuzzy shirts yet. So I don't know if this is at me, but I really like the fit of it. It's super comfy. And it feels fantastic in cooler weather, I guess. So yes, I knitted this in... Oh, and I also did 3-stitch I-cord on the neck and on the sleeves instead of a 4-stitch I-cord. Just because I wanted it to be more dainty, I guess. So I'm happy I did that. I knitted this out of yarn that I dyed from Nomad, and this is how much I had left. I should have weighed this, but this is how much I have left. Out of 3 skeins. So I got 350-gram skeins, dyed them all, and this is how much I have left. So I totally could do, if I wanted, that's why I still have so much. I mean, not why I still have so much, but if I wanted to, I could rip out the I-cord and I could knit it to be full length sleeve if I want. But if I decide that I'm totally good with it being the length that it is, then I don't know what I'm going to do with this little amount of mohair. So maybe give some ideas if you have any ideas, because it's like hand dyed. I can't do anything else. Like I took notes on how exactly I dyed it, so maybe I could recreate it and have another thing of this color and use up this mohair. But if you have any ideas for a tiny amount of mohair, let me know. But this was a great pattern because it only used 2.5, almost a little more than 2.5 skeins, 50-gram skeins of mohair, which for mohair, that's really great. Yeah, very nice pattern. It feels great. I would recommend it. It's very fun. Some other finished objects that I have, like I explained in my last episode, so I'm going to include some dyed yarns in my finished objects because it's kind of a project for me. So that's another project that I get to talk about is some dyed yarns. So, and also, as I mentioned in the last podcast, I'm doing a giveaway. And my winner will receive this mini skein set that I dyed. How fun is this? So I dyed all of these up this week, a couple days ago, and they're so fun. I'll show them individually. All you had to do to win, or to enter at least to win, was to subscribe to the channel, comment on the last episode, and like the last episode, and you would be entered to win this mini skein set. So I'll show it really quick. So this person, I will put the winner up on the screen, a comment. So we have this blue. We have this fun green. We have this fun pink. Wow. I'm not skilled in the ways of focusing. What have we shown? Oh, we have yellow. I love yellow, guys. That's beautiful. And purple. Yes, so I'll put the winner up on the screen here. Be sure to just send me an email at goldenhour.knitwear@gmail.com. Or you can message me on Instagram at goldenhour.knitwear. And we can get your address and send that out to you. But yes, that's that. So that was a fun little project. I dyed these all in jars again, which gives them that somewhat variation because they're shoved in the jar. So some of the yarn is less able to touch the dye. So some of it is lighter, some of it's darker, which I think is so fun. I'll actually show you a finished project with one of these skeins. Another skein that I've dyed like this. Okay, so in my last podcast episode, I showed a sock that I had started working on. It was 2 fingering weights held together. It was the laid edge socks. And they're super fun. It's a great pattern. But I wasn't feeling it anymore. In the moment, I was like, I just want a thick sock just to knit and get off my needles fast because I just want a quick knit right now. But then I just got super excited about this yarn. And like I said last time, I wasn't loving my whips. So I decided to cast this on, and I'm so glad I did because I absolutely loved it. It was such a fun knit. But I made a whole sock in the last 2 weeks. It actually took me like 3 or 4 days to make. It is so much fun. It's a shorty. And this I knitted with my hand-dyed yarn that I dyed in a jar. So it's similar to what I just showed. Here's the pattern. This is a free sock pattern. It's the Birch Shortie Socks, I believe. And I know my toes are kind of funky. They're like a little square. But that's okay. We just love the sock. I think it's beautiful, beautiful color. I don't know if you even saw that very well, but just to see the colors, it's so fun. Yeah, I don't have anything to say besides I absolutely love this one. And you know me, it's not going to be woven in. The ends are not woven in yet, but this was a lot of fun. And I think I'll have fun memories flashing back in my brain anytime I wear these because, well, one, I knitted these up in like 3 days. I haven't started the other one yet, but I knitted this up in like 3 days, which was great. And I took it on a trip. Well, it wasn't really a trip. Just my husband and I got Golden Pass tickets, season tickets for a roller coaster theme park, an amusement park. What do you call them? Near us. And I knitted this on the way there. I knitted it on the way back. We took a break to cool off because it's exhausting going on roller coasters. But we stopped and we sat in a little building and just relaxed for a bit. And he read and I knitted, and I knitted these so fast. I love them so much. They are so stinking cute. I love them. And I knitted it out of one mini skein. I love shorty socks because you can make them out of this much yarn. Each sock will take one mini skein. So this is a 20-gram mini skein that I dyed with Nomad yarn. I talked about them a lot in the last episode, if you haven't seen that. But again, I dyed this skein in a jar, so it's so fun. I dyed up a few others this week, and I'll share about that in just a second. So that's really fun. I'm excited to knit the other one. It just went so fast because it was a shorty sock, and it was so fun. The pattern is so engaging. If you have extra sock yarn, just go knit it. Just go knit it right now. It's free. Just go get it. It's so good. Such a fun pattern. Oh, I was going to share this. It's kind of fun. So it's kind of weird. So obviously, I said I dyed this. And the yarn that I used for this Cumulus blouse, I also dyed. I used the same color of dye. So obviously, color is going to show up differently depending on how much dye you use. So the more dye you use, the darker it's going to be, right? And how the longer you let it sit in the dye bath, the darker it's going to be, as long as you have enough dye for it to soak in. So these are slightly different colors, right? Just a darker and a lighter, which is totally understandable of why that would have happened. But I think it's super strange that this is like green and these are almost blue. This one matches a little bit better, but this one not so much. So it's kind of fun how the different bases changed the colors a little bit. Though I may have had a little bit of a dark blue stuck to my pot when I dyed these, which I'm okay with. Like, the finished project is fun. The fabric is fun. I think it's really great. So just some fun, interesting tidbits, because this is more of a teal, aqua, something like that, but this is like definitely sage green. So I don't know what that's all about, but it's kind of fun. Okay, so another whip that I have going. Last week I shared, or 2 weeks ago, I need to stop saying last week, I shared my Miles shirt jacket that I was working on, but it was also with yarn that I had dyed, and I didn't love the dye job that I did. It was a little crazy for me, like super light lights and super dark darks, and it just was too much. Like, it's too variated for me. It's too abrupt, I guess is a good word for it. So I ripped it out and I took it back to dye. I dyed all the yarn over. So I took the yarn and I just dyed over it. I didn't start fresh with white yarn. I just dyed over it. And here is what I've got. So it's still variegated, obviously. It's just darker. So it's not so abrupt anymore. It's not so light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. But I think this works a lot better. I like this a lot. It just feels so much more warm and cozy to me, and maybe that's not what you want in the summer, but I'm knitting it anyways because I just need a thick knit in the summer to keep up with all my thin weight yarn knits, just so my hands don't go crazy. Anyways, so I'm really enjoying this. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's some spots that are a little gray and some parts that are a little tan. So what I did, I don't remember how I did it exactly. I think I did it before. So I put some acid, so some vinegar, and some dark gray dye in a squirt bottle. And I squirted my yarn with the gray so that it would have some speckles, not like true speckles, but little splotches of gray. And then I dyed it brown. I may have done it the other way around. I really don't remember. And then of course I went back again and dyed more brown, but the gray little splotches in there are still there, here and there. So there's some little places that are gray, which is fun to have the little bits of variation. But yes, I'm enjoying this a lot. I think, so this is by Ozetta, and I've never knitted anything else from her. This is my first Ozetta pattern, though I will be making many more from her. I love a lot of her patterns. But I can only speak for this pattern is what I'm saying. It's incredibly detailed and there's so much super helpful information. Though it's not like overly excessive in all the wording, right? So after each step, almost after every step, and now you should be this many inches long, which is super helpful because I forget to hit my little row counter all the time. And then I'm like, wait, how many rows in am I? And so it's super helpful to be able to have the inches, the measurement of how long your item should be by the time you're done with that step, just to like double check in multiple ways to make sure you're knitting everything correctly. It also is helping you keep track of gauge too, which is really great, or just double check that you're knitting it correctly, I guess, all in all. So that's really nice. So like, I know for a fact that I'm knitting this at least long enough. I don't have the measurements for how wide it is, but I know for a fact it's the correct length, which is so nice. Because I know sometimes when you're knitting something, you're like, I got gauge, but do I still have gauge? Is it working out right? Did I miss some rows somewhere? So it's really great that she puts that in her patterns, or at least this pattern. I can't say for the other patterns, but I'm sure she does. But yes, I'm super excited about this. Here's a skein that is not wound up. Here's what it looks like. Just like chocolatey goodness. It's like, there's a load, or focus. It's like melted chocolates and dark chocolate, like all sorts of chocolates together and like partially melted, just like oozing together. I don't know. I like this color though. It's nice. Obviously it's not like a spring or summer color, but this is mostly to wear on the house when it's a little chilly in the house with the air conditioner on, or for fall and winter just to wear out. But for now, I'm wanting a nice little jacket or cardigan to wear around the house when it's a little chilly at night, or in the morning. So this will be perfect for that because it's oversized and soft and just good. So I'm excited for that. And I have this in a fun little Nomad bag that came with my first order. I've only put one order in with Nomad, but so far I'm a pretty big fan of their yarn. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So my next whip is a test knit. It's my first ever test knit. I'm so excited about it. I'm loving it so much so far. And this, I'll show the bag really quick, but I'll talk more about the bag in just a second. Look how fun this guy is. I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll talk about this more a little bit later when I talk about the Fiber Fest that I went to. But, so I'm working on the Cloud Tee by JC at the BlueBird PineShop. I think I got all those words in the right order. And this is going to look like a mess because I thought I had time to start working on the sleeve this morning, but then my daughter finished her lunch. So I didn't get to finish picking up stitches for the sleeve. So I'm just partially through picking up stitches for the sleeve. But so far I have separated for the sleeves. You can't even tell very well. I'll put his picture up on the screen of it better when it's in a more easily to see laid out. But I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm loving the color. It's a great fabric. It's knitted with, shoot, which ones are these? Are these US 6? Okay, they're US 4. I just had to check really quick because I didn't want to get that wrong. So this is fingering weight yarn using US 4 needles, which is, what is that for my non-US friends? That's a 3.5 millimeter, which is really, it's a lot better than a 3 millimeter needle for a summer knit. And it's a t-shirt. And I can already tell I'm gonna wear the heck out of this thing. It's such a basic, like a nice basic, but it's also not just a t-shirt. On the bottom, and I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see what it's supposed to look like when it's done. But it's got a great split hem on the bottom, is that what you call it? And it's, I just love it. It's so great. On the sleeves, I think it has it as well, if I'm remembering correctly. Not the split hem, but the how it's folded back and stitched together, I believe. But I love it. I guess I should show this side instead of that one that I showed you because that was the back. But it's a raglan. And it's just looking so good. I love the fit. The collar, so it's got German short rows in it. So at the back, actually, it more lays like this almost. Here, look, I can even hide the bottom and it looks kind of done. Sorry, I don't have it on bigger cables, but here's what we're working with. So I'm really loving this. The fabric is great, and she was great. She supported me using my yarn that I have pulled out of a sweater that I thrifted, which is super great because a lot of testers don't support that. They want yarn that is like a brand so they can tell for sure how many yards it is. But I did all my counting and my measuring forever ago, and I took really great notes, and I know pretty much how much yarn I have. So super great that she supports that. So I'm loving this. I totally recommend it. I've split for sleeves. I'm all done with increases and decreases, I believe. And I've just got to knit down to the body. It's more of a cropped fit. It's super cute though. And JC looks great in it. So I don't know if I'll go for more of a cropped because that's not really me, but we'll see. I'll have to put pants on and like try it on with pants once I get clear down there. But I'm just happy that I had fun knitting the top of this. And now I'm at a place where I can just throw it in a bag and take it in the car with me and just knit in the round, stockinette, and just go, go, go. So that's nice. I always love to have something that's easy to just grab and knit on that I don't have to focus on. This took a lot of focus in the beginning just because German short rows are new for me. And it was an Italian cast on. Is that what it's called? So new things for me. But it worked out really well, and I think it looks great. I did have to restart because my counting was really wonky. But I'm glad I did because it just looks a lot neater now, and after I've did the majority, because I got super close to splitting for sleeves, and then I had to rip it all out and start again. But it took me 3 or 4, maybe 5 days to get from cast on to split for sleeves the second go around. So it's a pretty decently fast knit, though I think I was knitting quite a bit. But still. So that's a really great knit. I totally recommend it when it comes out. It is so fun. And seeing all the other testers' colors, like somebody's doing it in a yellow. There's some testers with speckled yarns. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's such a great knit. Such a great basic. That's lightweight, and I will pull it, and it's a t-shirt. I will pull it out all the time. I just know. And I tried it on. It's gonna fit so good. I'm so excited. So yes, I'm excited to finish it. You can if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get more regular updates on that one, but because I like to share that in my stories a lot. So that's that. Okay, as for other whips, I haven't touched the blanket that I showed last time. That one is just you gotta be in the mood to knit on it. It's a fun knit. I just don't work on it a whole lot, especially when I have more engaging things like the cloud tee or socks or my Mabel shirt jacket. Blankets just aren't my thing. Though I'm so tempted to knit a garter stitch blanket, like all these other knitting podcasters and all these other Instagram people who knit are making these garter stitch blankets. They look so fun and squishy and good, and they're all loving them, and I just want to make one for me. But I can't allow myself to start another blanket when I have like 5 skeins left of what I'm working on now. So maybe I'll just force myself to finish that one. I think if I do 1 or 2 rows a day, there's a bug there. If I do 1 or 2 rows a day, I should be done in like a month or less. Which 1 or 2 rows a day is not bad. It's just so finicky with those massive needles. But it's okay. It's such a fun knit. I should just work on it. But I also have not touched, let's show you, my original tank top, the one that I'm making up as I go with no pattern. Because last week I was just lost. I didn't know exactly what to do with it. So I asked you guys what you thought, which I didn't get any responses, but that's totally okay. I think I decided for myself, which is the best route, I think. So here was my original pattern, I guess, which was ribbing and slip stitches, ribbing and slip stitches. And here's kind of how it would, well, it's not gonna go. And then I was going to do a button band down the back, or you can wear it in the front, either way. So here's what it was gonna be. I have that much done, which is a decent amount. I've joined under the arms. But it was taking forever, and just knitting it on such small needles was dragging on, and I didn't love it. So I put it away for a long time, and I lost my drive for it. And then did I rip it out? I probably ripped it out. And last week I showed the same idea, but on fingering weight held double on bigger needles. And I did just a tiny little strap of it just to see what it would be. And it was fine, but I didn't love it as much as I love just this pattern here. I think I decided that I'm going to rip this back and not have a button band because I was worried that with such a busy fabric, I mean, it's not that busy of a fabric. I decided with such a busy fabric, I didn't want to have tiny little buttons going all the way down as well. And I think I would enjoy knitting this in the round so much more than back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So I think I might rip it out and not do a button band, so it's just going to be in the round. Though this morning I also had the idea to use a DK weight yarn, like a true DK weight yarn or sport weight yarn, so that the yarn is a little thicker and it's a little bit faster of a knit. So I might even try that. And I'll show you the yarn that I might try it with. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll stew on that one a little bit longer before I just go for it. But that's that. Well, actually, no, that's not that. So I'm also tempted to do that because I would love to use this yarn as well as, do I have it? No, I don't. I have some of this stuff dyed blue, dark blue, which I am dying to make like a marled tank top with 2 yarns held together. And I think it'd be fun to use this yarn and that dark blue yarn to do a marled tank top for the summer, which I think that'd be really fun. So I'm tempted to do that and then use a totally different yarn for this knit. So I might do that. But again, I'm gonna stew on it a little bit longer before I just go for it. Otherwise I won't really be able to use that blue yarn because I only have a skein of it. And I don't want to just waste it. I think it'd be funner to use it as a marled tank top, which I've been dying to make. So we'll see, maybe we'll do that. What else do we have? Oh, okay, this part's exciting. I was so excited. I almost knitted. I almost did a bonus podcast episode last week because I went to the Great Lakes Fiber Show and I got some good stuff. And I was so excited to share it. I shared it on my Instagram stories, maybe on my feed, definitely on my stories. I'm just so excited to share it with you guys. So let's see. I got a few things and they're just kind of scattered about. But I'll start, actually I want to go in order. So I think the first thing that I know the first thing I purchased from Wicked Notions. And guys, I've been talking to them on Instagram, like through messages because we both live in Ohio. And we kind of just became little Instagram buddies, I think. I don't know. They're just super, super friendly and kind and supportive in other people, and they're fantastic. And they make great tins and bags. Oh, it's right here. So my grandma loved sunflowers, and so sunflowers always remind me of my grandma, and I love sunflowers too. So I had to get the bag and the tin that Wicked Notions makes, the sunflower ones. She has so many great ones. They're so fun. Just all of the unique art on a tin and in bags. Well, I don't know if she puts those ones on bags. I haven't seen many of her bags, but all of her tins. She's got lots of really great tins that you should go check out. I think there's something probably for everybody. But it's so fun. I love all of those tins. And they're made really, really well. It's got, I think it's resin on the top, so it's nice and shiny. It's super smooth. And it's a sliding tin, which is great. And then tins always come with the little stitch markers. Those kinds, you know what those are. If you can focus. And when it focuses, don't make fun of my fingernails because I don't care. And I don't take care of them. Oh my, like, come on, camera. That's all you can see. Why won't you focus on it? Am I too close? There we go. You know these kinds. The super practical, perfect ones. But I love this color. It's a beautiful color. So that's super nice. And I feel like all of her things are super affordable too, which was amazing. It was great. And this bag is perfect for socks. So I've kept my So I've got 2 mini skeins. Well, I did have 2 mini skeins. I had 1 full mini skein and then the 1 full mini skein working on this sock. And then I've had scissors in here. I had stitch markers in here. I have needles in here, and I can fit this in here. You can't fit, sorry, I'm making lots of sounds. You can't fit the mini scissors in here. But I think she's trying to find scissors that you can fit based on her Instagram stories. I can't remember. So they don't quite fit. So these are not from her. These are from someone else, and I'll share those in a bit. But you can put a lot of, like, it'll fit quite a bit of stitch markers and other fun little notions in there. So it's great. It'll hold a lot of stuff. So that's that. I got those. Those are really fun. So at the fiber show, I walked through everything twice before making any purchases. But there are 3 places that I bought from immediately. So Wicked Notions was one that I went up, I gotta get these. So that was that. And then the next thing I got, let's see, I have my notes, so sorry about that. Oh, the next thing that I got the first time I saw it, I just gotta have it, was these scissors from Unnamed Goods. I think that's what her shop is called. I can't remember for sure. Whoa, shoot. Got let out of my computer. But if you heard that, these are solid scissors. And they're so fun. They've got the cute little roses on it, but it's like antique-ish looking and just so fun. They're not like cutesy ditzy, but they're just really pretty. I walked past her stand and the scissors caught my eye and I was like, whoa, those are pretty. And she goes, yeah, they are. And so I stopped to look at the scissors. And then I also saw she had, and I got this from her too. And these were also very decently priced. I don't remember the price, but I needed one of these. Because I have been using like the yellow one that you have to wind up yourself, which is fine and great. I really hope the lawnmower is not killing the sound. Let me go close the window. That didn't help so much. I hope the lawnmower isn't killing the sound. It helped a little bit, but anyways, so I have been using, the only like tape measure that I have is the yellow ones that you have to wind up yourself, which is fine. It's just a little tedious. So it's so like, it's a luxury. It's a luxury. I said that weird. It's a luxury to just have like, and I love it. And I love the fabric around it, the little roses. I don't know why, I'm a floral kind of person. But, so it's super cute. I don't know how long it is. It's pretty long. It's pretty long. So it's a really great, yeah, it's all good. It's a really great vibe. I'm so glad that I got these. Let's see. Next on the list, was Frogget Yarns. So I went through, like I said, I went through everything, all of the buildings. I saw everything. I think I saw everything. There's a few buildings. I hope I didn't miss any. But I went through Frogget Yarn's little trailer shop. I think it was so cute. And I didn't buy any of their hand-dyed yarns because I went to the Fiber Fest with the idea that I didn't want to get hand-dyed yarn. I wanted to get yarns with fun textures or fun colors that I couldn't dye myself and I can replicate myself. Granted, I'm a very new dyer and I can't replicate all the dyes that amazing, talented hand dyers do right now. Like I can't do that right now. But I wanted different yarns than just dyed yarns. So I didn't get their dyed yarn, but I did get what they did carry. And I could get this online. It's not like the most special yarn, but I love it. It is so fun. I couldn't keep my eyes off it all the way home. I live 2.5 hours away from the Fiber Fest, the Great Lakes Fiber Show. And this was sitting in the front seat, and the whole drive home, I would just look over at it like, I'm so excited. I want to cast that on now. So these, I think, were each $18. which is not bad. I mean, it's not the most soft in the world. It's pretty soft, actually. My first impression is not like, oh, soft. It's, ooh, that color. It's got like yellows and greens and blues and purples, almost just like very slightly mixed in. And it's this beautiful red. Come on. Seriously, that takes practice, my friends. But it's so pretty. I don't know if you can see all of those colors through the camera. I think it kind of looks like it's coming through, but it's so much fun. This is a DK weight. Each skein has, am I looking in the wrong spot? Yeah, it has 274 yards. It's 100% wool. It's the Scout yarn. I don't know if it's the base Scout. It's the Scout yarn from Kelbourne Woolens. And I know you can find this online because I looked it up afterwards just in case. So I knew that I would be able to get it again just in case I didn't happen to have enough. But yes, so pretty, so fun. And they have so much of this stuff. They also have it in a fingering weight yarn. But I wanted DK because I know what I'm going to use with this, what I'm going to knit with this. But I'm so excited for this. I'm thinking I'm going to make the first sweater. It's the, I'll put a picture up obviously, but it's stockinette in the from the top down. I think it's raglan, but it's stockinette for the body. And then the arms I think is brioche or half fisherman's rib or something like that. Are those the same thing? I'm pretty sure those are the same thing. Or full fisherman. I don't know these things. I haven't really knit. I've messed around with brioche. I haven't fully done a full project in it before, but I love this stitch. It's squishy and fun. That sweater looks so cute. I'm so excited to have it in this color. I look at the clothes in my closet and the ones that I don't love, sometimes I don't love because I don't feel like the color looks great on me. So the things that I knit, I try to knit with colors that I think will look okay on me. And obviously I don't really know how that all works. But so I'm trying to buy yarns and dye yarns that I know will work with my skin tone. Just because I'm going to spend so much time on something, I want to actually look good in it so that I wear it, right? And this was supposed to turn out more of a green because I know I'm okay in greens. Blue is a little different. I don't know. I don't know how this all works. But this, I thought there was a darker red / maroon. And I like myself in dark red / maroon. Not like red, but maroon. And this was a lighter one. So I was like, I should get the dark one because I think that'll look better on me. But I don't care. I just love this one. I couldn't stop looking at this one. I went to get the dark red one, the maroon one, but I came back to this one and I was just like, I can't. I just love this one. I just have to. I have to. And that's okay. So for all of you who, and I think this is a big thing in the knitting world, we're all like, get colors that work well with you, which is great. Like you want to look good in the colors that you're knitting. You want to like your finished product, but also at the same time, if you're in love with a yarn, but you're not sure if it's gonna look good on your skin, just get it. If you know what you're gonna knit with it, right? Like, don't just buy yarn to just buy yarn. But if you have something in mind for it and you absolutely love it and it makes you so excited, just go for it. It's so fun. So I'm super tempted to just cast this sucker on and make a sweater in the middle of summer. But I'm also working on my Miles shirt, which is also all wool, which I'm not minding knitting with thick wool in the middle of the summer. I think I need a thicker knit, but anyways, I have enough projects going on right now. So that's that. I love that. It's so fun. The colors just scream yay for me. The next thing that I got, let me see my notes. I'm trying to go in order. Yes. Okay. So the next place that I went to, I have mixed emotions. So I really love their yarns. Their yarns are so soft and just luxurious and so nice. And it's it's locally grown and processed yarns to me in Ohio, which I think is so fun because if I ever move away from Ohio, which I never want to, but if I ever move away from Ohio, I'll put my Ohio sweaters on and be like, this is a bit of home. And it'll just feel so cozy and nice. And this yarn is so soft. I'm sure it'll pill a lot, which makes me sad. But it's so soft. So maybe it'll just be like on days that I'm feeling a little sad or something, I can just wear my soft, super nice sweater. But, and I even know the name of the alpaca that it came from. And I have a picture of the alpaca that it came from. I think I left that picture, shoot, I left that picture in the closet. So I'll have to take a picture of it and put it up here. So hopefully it comes through okay. But this yarn came from Felicity. Her name is Felicity. That's the name of the alpaca. It's so soft, guys. And when I knit it up, I know it's gonna have this little halo effect, so that'll be fun. It's a bulky weight yarn. So my whole story at that place, at that stall, they had a lot of different colors. They had some dark browns, which I was looking at initially. They had some black, and they had this. So I looked at the dark brown, and then I looked at the black, and they were more of a worsted weight, and they only had 4 skeins of each. And to make a sweater, so they had like 4 skeins of the regular brown and 4 skeins of the same brown but with sparkles in it. And I'm not a huge sparkle person, but I need more than 4 skeins to make something that I was wanting to make. And it was more expensive because it's locally grown and processed, and it's alpaca, and they don't have this alpaca anymore, I guess. This is their last of it. But anyway, so it's pretty pricey for me anyways. And I couldn't justify a full sweater quantity in worsted weight, and they didn't have the right amount for it. But then I saw this, and they had 4 skeins, and it's bulky, so I would need less skeins, and it's the same price either way. So I need less skeins. Anyway, I don't remember. The yardage in each was different because they just put it together themselves. So the way it worked out, all the numbers, I could get a sweater out of 4 of these. So I got these, and it was super exciting. So I sat there, and I felt like I had to get something because I went there the first walkthrough. I went there the first walkthrough, and I saw all their yarns, and I was talking to them, and I loved their stuff, and I said, okay, I might be back because I'm just looking through everything right now before I buy anything, but I might be back to buy. The second time I came around, she remembered me. She's like, oh, you're back, great. And so she was like showing me everything. She's like, I'll give you this. If you buy these things, I'll give you that for free. Like, she was really trying to sell, which, you know, totally fine, nothing wrong with that. And she was really being helpful and really showing me everything that they had, helping me figure out my options. And nothing was working, and I don't want to buy something that's not going to work. I don't want to settle, especially because it's a big investment, right? When we found this, I was like, okay, I can do that. That's super soft. I like it. I only need 4 skeins. You have 4 skeins. And then I realized that 2 of the skeins were sparkles. So there's little bits of sparkle in there. And so I was almost settled to just buy them. And then we were like, oh shoot, there's sparkles in there. And it's only a little bit of sparkles. It's not a ton. It's just very slight. But she was like, oh shoot, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry we didn't see that. It's like, that's okay. It wouldn't be awful if I did, like, I don't know what it's called, helical knitting? Is that what it's called, helical knitting? Where you switch back and forth, which I'm doing on my hand-dyed yarns because I don't want to have, like, dark, light, dark, like, just a line in my knitting. So I'm doing, so I was like, okay, I can just do 1 line of non-sparkle, 1 line of sparkle, 1 line of non-sparkle, or 2 lines or something like that. And it would kind of hide sparkles a little bit, so it wouldn't be like half of it in not sparkle and half of it in sparkle, right? So it'd just be very slightly sparkled throughout the whole thing, which I was like, okay, that's fine. That's okay. And then on the way home, I realized they're different colors. This one's dark, this one's light. Ugh. So that just made me feel all the way home because I spent so much money on them, and they're different colors, and it's not like I don't think I can go return them. They don't have like a shop. I don't know. Anyways, so what I'm gonna, and it's from the same alpaca, so I don't really know how that worked out. So the sparkly ones are this light color, and the non-sparkly ones are the dark color. So I don't really know how that happened, but so what I think I'm gonna do is stripes. So I want to do the Mabel sweater. I'll put a picture up. I really like that one. I think I've seen a version of it with a split hem at the bottom, which I think is really cute. So I think I want to do that. And I need to knit up a gauge swatch. But maybe this is for fall, winter. This isn't something I'm planning on doing in the near future, though I'm tempted. To do stripes and hope that they're far apart enough that it'll just look like subtle stripes that are the same color, where it's just like a minimalistic looking stripe kind of thing going on. Though I'm worried that they're too close, that it will just look like an accident and not on purpose. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I want it to look like it's just a dark shade, light shade, dark shade, light shade. I think that will look okay. But if it's too close in color when knitted up, then it will just look like an accident, and it's just like, whoa, you got two different dye lots and it just looks weird. Like, I don't want it to look like that. And I'm worried it will, but I think it'll be okay because they're pretty different, especially I can see it in the camera, so that tells you they are totally different. I think it'll be okay. Also, I'm not 100% set on the Mabel sweater, so if you have any other sweaters in mind that are bulky weight, that are fairly minimalist, like just not just a raglan, but a little more. Like, I love the split hem. I love that at the bottom. I don't want to do a cardigan with it with the stripiness going on. I want to do just a regular sweater. So if you have any ideas for me, let me know in the comments so I have other options, because that one's been on my favorites list on Ravelry for a long time, but I'm not 100% set. So give me some ideas. I have, let's see, 400 yards? Let's see. I thought I had, no, they're 400 grams. Each has 150 yards. So 600 yards? Yeah. So a sweater, I have a 32-inch bust, so extra small. It'd be great if it was a little oversized, and 600 yards. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. But that's that. All right, and then the last place that I went to at the Fiber Fest was, I was like done. And I was like, I have some money left over, but I think I'm just done. I think I'm gonna go get myself some lunch, because this was like a fun little experience for me. I just treated myself. So I had my budget. I had a little bit of money left over, and I was like, hey, on my way home, I'll grab some Jimmy John's, because I love me some Jimmy John's. So I had some money left over, but I wasn't gonna buy anything else. So I was walking out, was trying to find my way out. There was a lot going on. I was trying to find my way out, and I ran across a booth that I hadn't seen yet. And it was, you know what, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, yeah, that's what I think. Okay, it's KB Gal Creations. And I'll put them on the screen, I'll link them in the description and everything, because they have such cute stitch markers. They're all so fun. I had a hard time choosing between them all, but I decided on, I think there was a pack of 4 or 5 that look like this. Okay, this is, I'll show just one so you don't think that there's 2. They're super cute. They're just like little golden / yellow beads that have a golden wire around them. They're kind of marley beads. They're not just pure. They're just fun. They're really fun. I love them. And then I think there was 4, maybe 5 of those. I can't remember. And then there's this one, which I'm using on my cloud tee. But this one's like a yellow or gold rock little nugget thing. Wow, I really can't tell if you can see that. And it's not going to come up very well on camera. But it's basically a little gold rock or nugget or whatever. I mean, obviously it's not real gold, but wrapped in gold wire, gold colored wire. And sorry, I want to see if you can see this better side. And then it's on a clip. So those other stitch markers were slip, they didn't clip on, but this one has a clip, which is awesome. So this one's really fun. And this came with it. It was like the big stitch marker and then the 4 little sister stitch markers or something like that. This one's really cute. I love it. And it fits on my needles for the Mile shirt jacket, which is like a 10 mil. I don't remember what size those are. Okay, so I just checked. It fits on as big as US 13, which is 9mm needles. No, it's a tight fit. It's like gonna scratch it up a little bit. Well, it's not gonna scratch it. It might, depending on how nice your needles are. But so that's really fun. I really love those stitch markers. It makes me so, like, it's making the knitting experience so much more enjoyable just to have extra pretty things to look at. Not that you need extra fun, pretty things to have a good time knitting, but it's just an extra fun little treat just to have pretty things. But, so that was the last thing that I saw, but I forgot to share something that I bought before that. It was my little sheep guy, this little tote bag with the sheep on it, which is really fun. It was these 2 sweet old men, and they were selling yarn from their farm, I believe. I don't remember the name of the farms for this and this. I don't remember, but this one, they had a bunch of spun yarn from their sheep, and then they had this, which I could not resist. I don't know why I love this so much. Am I weird for loving this? As a knitter, you gotta love your sheep and your alpaca, but just to have a bag with one. And apparently, so they said that, they showed me the picture of this sheep. This is a sheep from their farm. So this is a sheep from their farm, and they had a friend sketch it out with a pencil. And then they put it on the bag. And I think that is so fun. I love it. Like, he almost has a mustache. Look at that. Or she. Yeah, I don't know what it is. But actually, I think they said it was a boy. I don't remember. And then it has the story of it on the back of the sheep and the breeders. And it's just so fun. So I have been using this for my, I've been using this for my cloud tee. It's been a lot of fun. It just makes me so happy to see this fun little guy on there. So that was my other thing that I got from the Great Lakes Fiber Show. And that's all I got. So I got, I think, from 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, from 5 places. Okay, so as far as my experience at the Fiber Show, it was a lot of fun to go look and walk around everything. But it was a little frustrating and intimidating, and it was just a lot. So it was fun, like I said, to go look at everything and meet all the people and see all these fun little businesses and farms and stuff, and to support them and see them in person and stuff. But I am such a frugal person that I like to let my money stretch as far as possible. So I love going in yarn stores and seeing the yarn, but I also love to compare prices. So shopping online is really useful for me. But it's hard to go to something like this and remember, these are the places that I loved. Now, how can I compare their prices? But also, I don't know. It was a lot for me. And then to buy yarns that I know I'm going to use in my projects, not just to buy. So I was pulling up Ravelry, and I felt like I was in people's way, and it was weird, and it was tough. I mean, if I were the type of person who just went and with no budget and was like, oh, I can just buy whatever, I think it would have been funner, maybe. But I'm just such a frugal person, I guess, and stingy with my money. Is that what the word? I do know that the yarns are valuable and they're priced at the price points that they are, and I respect that. but it's just weird for me to be like, wow, $100 for a sweater, great. But I am very excited to have special yarns, right? So that'll be fun for me. But walking around being like, wow, I have this much money to spend and I can only get 2 sweaters, when if I were to buy yarn from Nomad or online or go shop the 50% off section at my local yarn store or something like that, I would be able to get a lot more. So that was weird for me, but I was there for the experience. I was there to get a break from being mom for a little bit, and just for the experience to have fun being around a lot of other knitters and crocheters and fiber artists and just meet all these farm owners and small business owners and just have fun and just treat myself to fun knitting stuff. So the yarn is a lot of fun. I love the yarn, but I'm especially happy for the notions because I will be able to use the notions forever and ever if I take care of them. The yarn, I'll knit something up and I'll be done with it. Besides wearing it, I'll wear it a lot, hopefully, right? That's the hope. And I'll enjoy it, but I don't know. The notions are extra fun and exciting for me for some reason. The yarn is fun. I'm a total yarn nerd. Like, it was so fun to see all that yarn. But as far as the money aspect goes, it was a lot of fun for me to get, like, I'm happy about my bags and my scissors and my notions and my tin. Like, it's just all so fun. So it was just weird for me to spend $100 or more on a sweater. So in the future at Fiber Fests, I might, because I'm not really a shawl person or a scarf person. I'm mostly sweaters and socks. So in the future, I might stay away from the yarn, but I don't really want to stay away from the yarn. I still want to buy the yarn. I just feel awkward. Not awkward. I just feel weird spending $100 on a sweater. Though I know even that is on the lower end of things, isn't it? Right? It can be anyways, especially if you're not using mohair or something. But anyways, also said, it was a fun show. There was so many vendors. It was so fun to see everything and all the creations of everybody. It was fun to meet some of the people. It was a great experience. I would probably definitely go again. And I'm excited to go to the wool gathering in Ohio in September. That'll be fun too. But I might do things a little bit differently that time around. But we'll see. Those are my thoughts. It's a little mixed emotions. I loved getting yarn, but the wallet hurt a little bit because I could only get 2 sweater quantities of yarn. I could have got 3 if I got no notions and stuff, but it's like, I want to get a lot of different things and support a lot of people, not just 3. But that's that. Okay, I have one more acquisition. That's such a weird word. I've never used that word in real life, just here. So I feel weird saying it because that's not like me. Yarns that I have gotten, yarns I got, stuff I got. So I found out yesterday. I was so excited to find out, and I finally found out. So I'm going to be test knitting, I'm going to say it wrong, the Minou top by Louisa at knitting.deer, I believe. I'm obsessed with that pattern. So the pattern's not out yet. She's having a test knit for the cardigan version with the same texture, the cables. And the cardigan is gorgeous. So I'm so excited to make the cardigan when it comes out. But I found that on Instagram partway through the test knit. So I didn't get to sign up for that test knit. I've just been following along the journey and just like drooling over it. And then she posted the video, or posted a test knit call for the tank top version with the same pattern, and I was just like, oh, I'm doing that. Sign me up now. So I signed up for it, and I was like, I'm not gonna get it. But I got it. So I went and got yarn, and it calls for Cardiff Cashmere Classic. But that's not gonna work for me. $28 for a skein of 25 grams. I think that's the way it is. I think they're 25 grams. I think, but I can't do that. Also, I think I looked it up. I've been looking up a lot of the yarns lately, and the closest store to me that sells it, I think, is 2.5 hours away. Though that might be Knitting for Olive. I don't even know if I have within 3 hours. I don't think I have someone selling Cardiff cashmere. Maybe I do, but still, it's a tank top. I don't want to wear cashmere in a tank top because I'm gonna wear a tank top in the summer. I want it in a cotton or a linen or a silk or something. And like I said, knitting for Olive, the nearest seller to me is 2.5, 3 hours away. So, and I want it now. And I've heard a lot of amazing things about Lion Brand's Truboo. It is 100% rayon. Everybody online says it has a beautiful drape, and it's super soft, and it's got this shine to it. So a lot of people absolutely love it, and feeling it in my hands, it feels so good. I am so excited to have a top in this, especially the Minou top. Minou. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm so excited. And I'm not a huge pink wearer. I don't really wear pink. I really don't own pink. I have a pink dress and I have a pink shirt. I'm just not a pink person, but I had to get the pink dress for family photos a few years ago, and I liked the way those family photos turned out. I thought I looked okay in that color. Though it could have just been the photographer like messing with the settings and making it look good. But as far as I know, I look okay in pink, especially if I'm kind of tan. But anyways, this is the only color that I liked at my Michaels that had 3 skeins. But like I said, this is super affordable, $6.99 per skein USD. And I only needed 3 to make that top, at least as far as we know. The yardage is estimated right now. But it's a DK weight. It's so soft. I have not knit up the gauge yet. She just sent the gauge, like the chart, earlier today, and I haven't had a chance to knit it up yet, but I'm so excited. I'm probably gonna get to that as soon as I'm done filming, which is soon, so I'm so excited. But I can just tell it's gonna feel amazing. I did knit up a tiny little section of stockinette, and it feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so excited, and it's fun to knit with. I'm so excited. So it'll be good. I'm excited. And test knitting has been fun. I've been loving test knitting the cloud tee for the BlueBird PineShop. It's fun to have the enthusiasm of everybody else, like introducing themselves and talking about problems in the pattern if there are any, and sharing their versions and stuff. And there's just so much excitement and to be able to share it on Instagram, like my progress with other people. So that's been really fun. And I'm excited to do the same with this one. I think I'm gonna enjoy test knitting. The gauge on here is super weird. It says it's 25 stitches and 16 rows. 16 rows. I was like, that's not at all matching the gauge for Cardiff cashmere. It's not gonna work. So I spent like 30 minutes in the store looking up stuff online, and I saw a blog post. Somebody had knit hats with this stuff, and she's like, my gauge is not at all what it said on the thing. She got something like 21 stitches per 23 rows or something like that. And I found the same for myself when I knitted up a little stockinette thing. It was absolutely not 16 rows. It was more like 23 rows, which does match fairly closely to Cardiff cashmere. So I think this stuff will be perfect. I think I will be making a lot of stuff out of this, especially because it's kind of a lighter DK, I think. So I think it's somewhere between sport and DK, but closer to DK. So I think this gives you a lot of options for stuff. It's super drapey. I mean, if it's what people say, it'll be super drapey and soft and just gorgeous. I'm so excited. So bringing me back to what I was talking about earlier with the tank top that I'm making, the original one, I might make it out of this stuff as well, because this stuff is so soft. I think it has good stitch definition. Not that it super matters with that pattern, but and it has beautiful drape. So I think I would love to make that pattern with this stuff instead of that stuff, which will allow me to make that marled tank top that I was telling you about. And I think then I would love the top even more because it'll be funner to work with. So, and it'll be a DK weight instead of fingering, so it'll knit up faster. And I think slightly faster. And I think I'll love that even more. Well, wow, I'm just getting more excited about it. So that's that. Yeah, that's that. I need to stop talking about that because I'm just so excited. But I think that's everything. Yeah, had to check my notes really quick. That's everything for today. We had a lot going on this week. It's pretty different than last week because I had a lot of acquisitions. I have test knits now. I'm fairly, like, I finished a sock. I'm split for sleeves on a fingering weight top. I've restarted my mile shirt jacket. I've dyed a lot of yarn. Like, I did a lot in the last 2 weeks, which is really fun. So anyways, if you want to keep up with me over the next 2 weeks on everything that I'm knitting and seeing how everything's changed, and you want to see the Minou top come to life and see the cloud tee come to life, I'm going to start on the sleeve probably tonight or tomorrow, sometime this weekend. I'm going to start on the sleeve and see how that fits before I finish working on the body. But if you want to stay updated with everything that I'm working on, then make sure you're following me on Instagram at goldenhour.knitwear. I post pretty regularly in my stories about regular random stuff going on in my life and what I'm knitting on. So yes, that's it for today, I think. I hope you enjoyed everything. I hope you found some fun things to knit with me. Some inspiration, some excitement for some tests, for some patterns that are coming out soon. And yeah, so that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time in probably about 2 weeks. So thanks. Bye, guys.